Welcome to another episode of the Gridiron the Capitol Hill podcast. I'm your host, William.
And I'm your co-host Bryson. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Yeah, well, what's up? What's up? Also, before we start, like on our topics or whatever, heard Elon Musk, the South African, is stepping down from Doge.
Hmm.
That's the word out on the street right now. Shout out to Cory Booker,
Oh
Mr.
yeah,
Yapologist, Mr. Yapologist, the Yapper of the Year. 25 hours straight just yapping about
filibuster,
this nigga
baby.
Trump. Yeah, filibustering like a motherfucker. First of all, yapping for 25 hours
That's crazy, bro.
is crazy fucking work. Crazy work.
That's crazy,
Second of all, I know he had to take the biggest pee when he was done.
bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. That is wild. Like
Yeah,
straight.
25 hours straight. Cause like you can see like he had cups of water, but he probably had to take like small sips, not to fuck up his bladder and be like, nigga, we gotta go. We gotta pee.
That's crazy.
And then I found it funny. I found it funny when Chuck Schumer was like, can I ask a question? And that nigga was like, this is the only time you gonna hear this? Fuck no. Nigga, nigga, you're not getting the question. I've been yapping for 25 hours. So shout out to him. We got a great show for y'all today.
Yep.
We're gonna start off with talking with the Tush Push. They was trying to ban it in this last NFL meeting they had with all the owners. However, for now, they shelved the talks.
Yeah.
But the question is, do you think the Tush Push should be banned? Yes or no?
Okay. I think it's not really a yes or no question whether it should be banned or not. I think for me it's more about just make it just you can do the tush push, just change the rule to where you can't push somebody forward. That
Okay.
kind of just that I feel like that's like the best. That's like the best of both sides.
I think Mark Schlereth, he also brought up the same point because you can't do it on defense because you can't push somebody forward. Oh, okay, I get that.
I think banning a play like the tush push is not. I mean, it's not. I don't think. All right. I don't agree with banning a play like that. The ball is snapped. It's a regular formation. It's a legal formation. It should be a play, right? It doesn't go against any rules. But like, I do understand when you have two people behind you, behind the quarterback, pushing him forward, right? And you have people in front of them that are just basically just gator rolling. That's all you're doing is just you're just going straight down the ankles. You know, that's not. You know, I think you need two rules. You need you can't push people forward. You can't push somebody forward, right? Specifically, I would say specifically in a play like that. I wouldn't say like you got a screen pass and the running back runs into the line. The running back is getting held up in the lineman because I'm pushing him. That's okay, but I feel like when it comes to when you're under, I think it's something like this. If you're under center, you cannot be pushed from behind. I think that's the best way to do it. And the second rule would be when you are doing a QB sneak is probably how it would have to be called. You cannot throw the ball. That way the defense doesn't have to worry about.
But there's fake spikes. There's fake spikes. There are fake spikes.
Yeah.
So you can't say, oh, you can't throw the ball out the formation. There's fake spikes. That means you have to go in, say like, you know what? If you're going to do a spike, you can't throw the ball. You can't fake it. You can't fake it and then run it. Because I think the Saints did that when Jameis was there. They act like they were going to spike it. They faked it. Jamal scored a touchdown.
You know, we defensive guys, so we look at them up from a deeper perspective, man. Stopping that tush push is not easy, especially when you have like it's not easy. Nigga. It's super hard.
Nigga,
I would hate nigga.
As a former nose tackle, that shit is horrible. Because when I was playing in my last year, 2022, Bethel had a variation. It's how they formation was a little bit different, but that shit was no joke. So the line is kind of like this, and I'm the nose, and they run that shit on goal line. That shit is not true. I remember getting off the field, and The coach was like, well, shit, Will, you did the best you can. Nigga, I couldn't do shit.
You look like Chris Jones Super Bowl, huh?
Not even, okay, the fall with Chris Jones, this nigga is sideways. Like he went sideways. Nigga, that's not stopping anything.
I think he was trying to, like, I don't know, increase like the surface area of him. So, like, I don't know. That was definitely stupid.
Nigga, that was very questionable on Chris Jones. And I was like, it's not gonna work, my brother. But the Tush Push is not, it's not a fun play. Any variation of it.
Back in the NFL, bro. 6'7" niggas just
pushing it. Yeah. It's not a fun formation. I don't think it should be banned. Simple fact. There's probably ways to stop it. Unfortunately, with the Eagles, they're the only team that can successfully run it over and over and over and over. I think I've never seen the Eagles fail at doing the Tush Push. I think they have never failed doing it.
It's like 97% or some shit like that.
Yeah, because
really high.
But also, you got to think about the factors that they got also on the team.
Yeah,
they have had 2 back-to-back. You had a Hall of Fame center in Jason Kelce doing the Tush Push. Then they had I think the guy that they had this year, either with a Pro Bowl or he was All Pro, whatever. Yeah, he Pro Bowl center. Good player. Then you got Jalen Hurts. The nigga squats 600.
Yeah, 2 tight ends behind him.
You got 2 big ass tight ends.
That shit is laughably laughably hard to stop.
Like, you know what? Y'all got this shit, bro. There's not much you can really do at that point.
Because, like, literally, you know what's crazy? Like, when they noticed like how effective it was, it literally became like it changed their entire game plan now. Because now they don't have to worry about third. They only got to get the 3rd and shorts. Yeah. They got to get the 3rd and 2. Yeah. Once they get the 3rd and 2, it's a wrap. This shit might be 4-down territory.
And then you ask somebody like fucking Saquon to the mix too with the Tush Push. It's kind of like, all right, you got these quad centric ass niggas doing this fucking play. It is damn near unstoppable.
It really is. That's what I say. Just make it to where you can't push. So if they make it to where like you can't push from behind and under the center, I think that's like
it won't work.
It increases. We're giving the defense at least some kind of chance, man. In the NFL nowadays, defense is fucking really small. Hard. Very.
You gotta think about it too. The line is converging on one fucking person.
Yeah. I feel bad, bro. My team, bro, when we played them, man, they did that shit on the goal line. I said, God damn, bro.
Yeah, bro like you converging on one person, bro. That either way you slice it, that shit. If you got the right players in place, run that shit. Cause I know when I was supposed to go back play for Sterling in 23, even though they told even 3 weeks after the season, it was like, yeah, nigga, you can't play no more. Which is a whole different story for a whole different day. But the plan was for me to be a part of the Tush Push. They wanted my ass to play center. So I was gonna be the main guy pushing niggas. And I was like, I ain't mad at that. You know what? Because can a nigga run block probably? Yeah. But can a nigga snap the ball consistently as a center? Like, Sterling, they try to force your boy to go offensive lineman when a certain coach was there. And I kept telling that nigga no.
What coach?
And they said,
What coach talking about?
So the background for everybody to know. My career is marred with white men being mad at William for many different reasons. One of the reasons was a nigga refused to switch. Okay, I'm a very traditional nose, so that means I need to control both A gaps, right? However, the defense that we run at the time is very much slanting, and so sometimes they feel like I wasn't doing a good enough job at that position. So they're like, hey, how about you go to offense? Nigga, I can't block. No. I know I can play the position. Like, because let's face it. Okay, so Kenny was hyping me up till he got that DC job. He was like, 'cause that second year, he was like, man, you should be a starter, no more than a rotator. It's no way that you're not playing. He got that DC job flipped. Completely flipped the fucking script. But going back to the Tush Push shit, man. I don't think it should be banned. I think a lot of the owners are complaining because simply they can't stop it right now with the Eagles. And it's kind of like, and not only that, you're starting to have Eagle coaches leave out of what's the name's tree? Can't think of the coach's name.
Kellen Moore?
No. Look, yeah, Kellen Moore, he left. I'm talking about the head coach of the Eagles. I can't think of his name. Yeah, Sirianni. I should know his fucking name. He's a former OC.
Yeah.
So you got people leaving the organization of the Eagles, and they go to different teams now. So the system going to start to spread because you got one coordinator. Because you got one coordinator, he went to the Saints and Kellen Moore. You had another coordinator. I think he went to the Cardinals or some shit. He went to he a head coach too.
Yeah.
So that shit is starting to spread, and now everybody under this fucking Eagle tree gonna go run that shit to some certain extent. And I think the owners is like, hey, we ain't got a coach that can effectively run that shit. We need to stop this shit. And I feel like, hey, you kind of complaining, kind of bitching, stop moaning about it, figure out to stop it. Cause I'm pretty sure, like the read option, when the read option was real big in the NFL for a little bit, they found a way to stop it.
Yeah.
And they tone that shit down. Find a way to stop it, and they'll stop running that shit consistently.
Yeah, I think, but the only thing is, I think stopping the Tush Push is more about like it's more personnel. I feel like based in schematic.
Yeah.
You know, like it's more just like the Tush Push itself is more schematic. I mean, personnel than schematic. You know, the Bills tried to do it and they fucking failed. You know what I'm saying? Miserably.
They got the right players. They got the right players. So I mean, I think the Eagles' offensive line, they average height is like 6'5".
Yeah.
They big as fuck.
You
got a whole bunch of big niggas on the line. You got two tackles that's probably like 6'7", 6'8". Your guards are probably like 6'5", 6'6". Your center is probably 6'5". Or let's say they make them a little short. They make them 6'3".
Yeah.
Right. That's a lot. That's a lot of. Excuse my hard pause. That's a lot of meat coming into your lips.
The meats. Yeah.
Straight Arby's.
Straight Arby's, yeah. A lot. So that's what I feel like my compromise with that, just that one rule. I feel like, you know, it increases the chances. Maybe it increases 10%, but 10% is better than none. So
yeah,
87% is better than 87% success rate is a lot better than 93, in my opinion. It's more fair.
Just one last thing before we move on to the next topic. Because also, how do you feel about them moving up the touchback yardage? So it went from the 25 to the 35.
Right.
Because
okay.
Because they try to make more kick returns happen.
Yeah. And I think that's good. I mean, I think it does balance it out. Like them making it the 25-yard line last year was kind of like, I mean, teams are gonna take that 25 yards.
Yeah,
they go take 25.
35. Yeah, but at the 35, it's kind of like, all right, we kind of got to kick it short now.
Yeah,
to make some shit shake.
Yeah, and also like the dynamic kickoff.
I like it.
You say you like it?
I personally like it. I definitely do.
It makes it a little more challenging, and whenever someone breaks, like it's I think it looks cooler when someone breaks that one. You know.
I will say this, and I can see the future. Let's say you do have a kick return that's like Hall of Fame worthy, right? They're gonna look back on this decision like, well, he didn't do the real kick returns. He didn't do the kick returns like Devin. I can see that. Like,
it's definitely gonna happen. Definitely gonna happen.
I can definitely see that happen in the future. Like, who's the better kick returner? Well, shit, Devin Hester. But it is so fat, like you didn't do like when they was doing the wedge. They was ramming it, like quite literally ramming into people.
Yeah, I definitely I really fuck with the dynamic kickoff. It's really really cool. It keeps the players safe. I think that's the most important part.
Yes,
Safety.
concussions was down this year, and I
Yeah,
think
except for Tua.
no,
I mean,
yeah,
include
no, fuck, hell no. What did he throw up game signs like the third, fourth game of the season?
no.
Yes.
Oh
He
yeah,
was,
he
yeah, he was throwing he was throwing up game signs like third, fourth game of the season. He didn't come back to like week 12.
That is gonna be funny. That is hilarious. That is hilarious.
Hey, while we on tour real quick, that man need to be the official mascot, buyer, and the fucking representative for fucking Guardian caps. If I'm the Miami, put that shit on your head, bro. I'm trying to keep you out here for all 18 games.
Do you like the Guardian caps? Like, do you have a problem?
I do think they're useful, but they're gonna have to make it more cosmetically
Appealing?
they're gonna have to make it look better.
Shit look like a soccer ball on your damn head.
Yeah, like they have to find a way to make that shit look better, bro. I'm sorry, but I think they work. Yeah, like they started to run Guardian caps in college first. I personally like that. The person who has had 3 concussions, I love the Guardian cap, especially if you're a lineman. I want to see more linemen starting to use it because they're running into each other.
Y'all needed more. Yeah,
50, we run into each other 50, 60 plays a game.
yeah. Me as a corner.
Go ahead.
Yeah, me as a corner, like it's iffy whether or not I'm gonna have how many impacts I'm gonna have. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, especially, I think it should be required on the D line and O line, definitely.
Yeah.
D line, O line, linebacker.
I think a linebacker should have the option. I think once you get in the secondary, the back 7, that's my thing. I'm like, all right, you want to wear it, you can wear it. Otherwise, you don't have to. But I think that front 5, that front 4, or usually the O line, D line, period, put that shit on your head. So we don't keep having, CTE motherfuckers running around here.
Yeah, Antonio Brown.
Yeah. Can I guarantee you, all layman version of Antonio Brown will eventually pop out, and then we're gonna have the discussion of, all right, maybe we need to make the entire league wear this shit.
Yeah, yeah. He might be the it's crazy because he has in the old back in the day the players wasn't really on social media like that. Since he's on social media, we can see he's making stuff like this. I'm not gonna say the word, but this of the day. Like he just sit like that. Like, bro, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, bro. So next topic, we're gonna talk about 2 deals that happened last week. Stefon to the Patriots, Russell to the Giants. Which one of them start with first?
Let's go to Stefon.
Okay. Hey, what the fuck are you doing?
Mister, the females pay you to have sex with you. Yeah, let's go to him first. You didn't know that? Did you know that?
Nigga, I know the rumor, nigga. I know the rumor that nigga,
boy,
he be running through bitches.
Be laying it down. Yeah, Cardi B down.
Yo, we talking about this nigga on the Patriots. First of all, New England. What the fuck are y'all doing? Let's look at this contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you told me that he signed, and I was like, oh, okay, let me look up the deal. Hey, 3 years, $69 million for a 31-year-old wide receiver is crazy work.
Very much is.
It's not only this, he's 5 months removed from having an ACL tear. So that means y'all need him to put up the number that he was doing with the Bills and with the Vikings. With this type of number.
It was like 69 million. What the fuck? 69
Yeah, it was at 69 million. He like, with that type of number, y'all expected him to put up all pro numbers.
Yeah.
At 31. I'm not saying it can't be done. Can be done. But a guy that's coming off an ACL tear, questionable. Very questionable move. How you feel about it?
We both have rookie. We both not rookie, but we both have quarterbacks who we're kind of just rookies like last year.
Yeah.
And something that mine's dealt with this year, definitely. Yours, I don't think has dealt with yet. Is having good personalities in the receiver room, right? Like Stefon is kind of a cancer now. Like he kind of becomes he will force his way out really quickly.
Yeah. We did it. We see it. We see him with the Bills. He's a bit of a diva.
He kind of was doing it with the Texans at first, in the beginning. He was doing a little bit, but before he got hurt. But like that plays a major role on your quarterback, because if your quarterback's young, even though quarterbacks are usually like natural leaders of men, like they're been doing it their whole lives, they still are susceptible to like, all right, this dude keeps on. This guy's that guy, but he keeps on. I'm gonna force him the ball now, and that's something that Drake May. I like Drake May.
He may do.
He may do that. I'm pretty sure he's gonna do that. So for them, they need to have an insurance policy. Look, I don't want them to draft Tech McMillan because I want Tech McMillan, but they need an insurance policy.
But he has questionable shit about him too. McMillan,
yeah.
So you don't want two questionable motherfuckers on the same team.
Yeah, at least one is young. Like the one is younger than you. You know what I'm saying? So like,
but if you a vet, that shit, sometimes that shit gonna rub off. That's gonna rub off on somebody.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Stefon, I wouldn't have been happy if my team would have signed that nigga for that much money. I'm gonna tell you right now. I've been like, absolutely not. No. Hell no. No.
I mean, I think our wide receiver room is okay for the most part. So I wasn't like, it's just fucking tight end with the Colts. If y'all don't, let me say this to Indianapolis right now. Y'all don't fucking draft Tyler fucking Warren, bro, we're gonna have a fucking issue. Cause they talking about, we're gonna draft a tackle or we're gonna draft a linebacker. No, we need a fucking tight end. Y'all didn't sign no fucking nobody this offseason at tight end yet. So either that means you believe in the tight end room. I don't. Them niggas was ass last year. Them niggas were non-existent. I swear to God. That is the one position group on Indianapolis, bro. I was consistently mad at them and the fucking linebackers. Them niggas were non-existent last year. Do you think I want to go into another year where it's a make or break year for fucking Anthony Richardson without a fucking elite tight end? Or a tight end at being like somewhat decent.
Serviceable. Yeah, a very serviceable.
Serviceable tight end. Like,
yeah. Yeah, and that's very important for a quarterback, like especially like someone like AR who like is right now they're trying to that right now like they're trying to like help him, not help him, but he's kind of like he's young when it comes to football. In football, since he's young, like he hasn't.
Yeah, because he's even younger than the class that's coming in.
Yeah.
So this dude is hella young. He's only really played
2 seasons of football. Not even two. One and 1/4. 1 3/4. I'm sorry.
My man has barely played, high level football, right? He played 1 year at Florida. Got the fuck up out of there. He played 2.5 games his rookie year. This motherfucker played, I think, 11 this year. So this motherfucker has yet to complete a full season.
Yeah.
So I need the Colts to make the right decisions. Okay, I seen what y'all did with the defense. Good. We need some retooling. Mm-hmm. Like for me, when we make our mock draft, I'm gonna show you. I'm like, all right, this is how this draft should go, because they talking about Tyler Warren. I mean, it's gonna be going to go 22nd overall. I say he's not leaving outside that top 15.
Hell no.
He's like the premier tight end prospect right now. He's not leaving outside that top 15. If he got anything below that, something is going on behind the scenes. Something's going on. So I expected him to be going the first 15 picks. Indianapolis, you better trade up for him if you need to. like what I take the dude from Michigan as a secondary option. All right. I seen that white boy Tyler Warren play. I need him on my team.
Boy, that boy is a baller, bro.
Yeah, he is for sure. That's why last year I wanted Browers and I was hoping like, please God, please pick Browers. He's gonna be so fucking nice. And then he went to the fucking Raiders. I said, God damn it.
You see it this year. He's
yeah. Browers was balling this year, which is I knew like he's gonna be that dude at tight end.
Yeah.
Like you can tell with I think tight ends in the spot, you can tell like he's gonna be that dude for the most part.
Yeah.
Now what's going on with old boy in Atlanta? It's just his quarterback situation. It's confidence in quarterback situation.
And scheme too.
Yeah.
A little bit of scheme, but I mean, as someone who's in the conference, I'll be honest with you, bro. I think he needs to be with the offensive guru, man. He has not been with one yet. So he's only been with guys that like he's with Arthur Smith. He was with who's that before him? I forgot who's that before Arthur Smith, but like him, like he definitely needs a reset. But do I think like he's like if he was with somebody, would he be like a difference maker? I don't think so. He might be. I think
he could be. He's a high level. He's a high level. What's the name?
What?
I think he'd be a high level.
Tight end.
Tight end, not like top 5 type shit, but it's more of he'll be serviceable enough to where he can make an impact on the game.
Yeah, because even whenever Michael Penix kind of started breaking out, like he wasn't Michael. I mean, yeah, Kyle Pitts wasn't really doing more. Like he was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why like.
They started running the ball heavy with with Penix.
You know, like when we played him the last game, you know, Penix threw for 4 touchdowns, right?
Mm-hmm.
Michael, God damn it, Kyle Pitts wasn't really. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a splash player. Like he's not a. Like, I would never. I don't think he's a difference maker. He's a splash player. Like he'll have a game where he might go off, but the rest of his games he might be quiet. You know what I'm saying? That's just what he is. He's a splash player. But that also goes with your coaching too. You know, he has a defensive head coach. He have a defensive head coach, and he definitely doesn't have an offensive guru. So you know,
so
let's see him, and I'm calling him. I think I could see him in like Cincinnati.
Okay. Let's talk about Russell a little bit and the Giants.
Unlimited.
I like the deal. I think the Giants did a very smart thing. It's technically a 1 year, $10.5 million deal, but it can get up to 20 through incentives. Smart. Yeah. Now is the question what they're going to do at quarterback. Are they going to still draft the quarterback high? Or are they going to use that high draft pick that they got and either flip it or get another position that they need? So that's the next thing. Because I can see them potentially not drafting a Cam Ward or Shador or Dylan Gabriel. I can see them not drafting guys and draft somebody much lower as like a pet project. Somebody that's like they see tremendous upside with, but they can get them at maybe the 3rd, 4th round, and then use that top 5 pick to get somebody else that they need to fill another position. Or they can potentially flip it.
So, if I'm the Giants, see this quarterback class is interesting because how I look at it, I'm just keep it a buck. How I look at it, it's Cam Ward, and then everybody else. I mean, Shador is better than the other, the lesser guys, but like,
you know who I can see the Giants picking?
Who?
Will Howard. He'll be a 4th round guy. I haven't seen his draft grades yet. I know I'm gonna start.
I thought he was going to. I had them either getting Shador or getting Jackson Dart. If we're talking about quarterback options,
Jackson Dart would be a decent option, but I think Jackson Dart I'm not sold on Jackson Dart like everybody else is. I know he's putting up crazy numbers at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, it's only was really like one season of this of him just falling out like that, in my opinion. But I could definitely see them picking up like a Will Howard, somebody that they consider, like I said, consider like a pet project. Like
Yeah.
he got tangibles that can potentially be a starter, but
Yeah.
right now he's not a starter. And I think with Russell, I think the Giants. What I'm thinking with what I'm thinking about the Giants, excuse me, is that they see Russell as a guy who can potentially get them to the playoffs because they've been in a huge playoff drought for
Yeah.
the last like 4 or 5 years. So I think they think at least Russell can at least sneak them in and potentially make them a not a Super Bowl contender, but at least a playoff contender,
Yeah.
right? Somebody that can also help the development of Neighbors. The Neighbors had a really great rookie season last year.
Yeah.
You want to build upon that. You want to make sure that he can have that next step to make him that superstar receiver that
Yeah.
I think that the Giants think that he will be. Um, but yeah, I think with the Giants, I think it was a good move overall. I think it's a good move. Some people are skeptical about it, and I was like, because last season, Russell started off hot, then he started to get real cold. They started to lose games, and then
Yeah.
ultimately, they was bounced out the playoffs. But ultimately, I think this team not did the Steelers make the playoffs? They made the playoffs.
Yeah. They did. Lost first round.
They made the playoffs, yeah. So, but ultimately, that's what I think the Giants are thinking. They think, hey, we can have Russell be that stopgap quarterback, and then we can fill other needs you know until we can actually fix the QB situation, or we get a QB that that shows promise.
Yeah. My only rebuttal would be time. How much time does the Dable regime have? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How much time
I
does he
think
really have? You know what I'm saying? Like I
I
feel like
say go ahead.
they're like Russell is insurance. If Russell goes back to returns to the Russell from the end of the season, the regime is gone. Everybody's gonna be gone.
I would say this: if they
So
draft a rookie, let's say they draft a pretty high rookie. Let's say they go with the top 3 quarterbacks, which I'm pretty assume. I think everybody thinks is Dart, Ward, Shador. Let's say they
yeah,
pick one of the big 3. I think it buys them another 2 seasons.
yeah, definitely, yeah, definitely.
Now, if they pick anybody else after that, I think okay, you kind of
Yeah.
you're done possibly.
Yeah, like
You
it's
get
a
cooked.
yeah, and it's a bad situation to be drafted in. Honestly, like, it's a bad situation to be drafted in because
Yeah,
everybody knows that, man, if they don't get it right, they're out of there.
yeah.
GM, head coach,
Because
everybody's out.
because as a Colts fan, what's his name has been given a lot of grace because of the amount of quarterbacks that he has went through. Chris Ballard for the Colts.
Yeah.
Your first season, you get fucking Jacoby Brissett and Scott Tolzien, right? Then you get Luck back finally after getting off injury, come back player of the year, played amazing. Before the next season, he retires. So you back to Jacoby Brissett. Then you get Phillip Rivers for a season. Then you get Carson Wentz. And then you finally decided to get Matt Ryan.
Oh yeah, Matt
Then
Ryan.
then you get Quinn Ewers. He also started that season as well. So he's been through about 7, 8 quarterbacks. Then you on Anthony Richardson, which probably make 9. Um, so with that being said, it buys you time. But if they don't see the development or
Yeah.
they don't see the results that they want to see, it may speed up the process.
And I think these GMs didn't understand that they do understand. Like once your clock starts whenever you draft a quarterback.
Yeah,
Whenever you draft a quarterback, that's when your clock starts. You know what I'm saying? So that like it's very the Dable regime. I think them paying Daniel Jones probably was the
the worst decision. That
worst
was like
mistake.
Yeah.
Worst mistake. And he had a good season too.
And here's the thing too, though, right? You let that shit play out on Hard Knocks. Then you play in Saquon Barkley's face. He goes to the rival team. He wins the Super Bowl. That's even worse.
Dude, did you see that? No, off top, but did you see that? Because you know how Hard Knocks works, like how like teams who haven't done it yet, like they can't. Some of them can't refuse. You can't refuse.
Yeah,
a lot of the teams,
all the NFL teams this year refused. So
they're gonna pick somebody. They have to pick somebody because the team they can refuse to they can refuse, but they're gonna pick somebody. They're obligated.
No, they end up picking Bill Belichick.
No, they.
Mm-hmm. This Hard Knocks season is gonna be it. UNC.
I think because all the NFL organizations saw what happened last year, man.
They did not want to do that shit. They saw that.
I wouldn't do that shit either. I'd say, yeah, I'm good, man. Whatever fees I gotta pay, I'm gonna pay them. I do.
They said, no. We seen that how they Saquon shaked out? Nah, we good. Okay.
Bad. That's embarrassing, dude. That is so.
That's hella embarrassing, and it's how that shit played out, and everybody go collectively look at you like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's fucking.
And it's crazy because like I don't think letting Saquon walk was necessarily a bad move. You know what I'm saying?
Flow through him. The offense flowed through him.
But how he wasn't enough to bring into the playoffs himself. He was getting.
Then what do? You get rid of the fucking Daniel Jones, what they ended up doing.
True. They did anyway. Yeah, they did anyway. But I'm just saying, like, I don't think that's the initial. I don't think that was a bad thing, like letting him walk. You know, I think the Hard Knocks shit makes it look worse. Like, I think not trading Saquon.
I think even the GM son was like, you might want to pay Saquon, and they told him to draft Jalen. They said he's told him resign Saquon, draft Jaden Daniels, on Hard Knocks. Now we seen what the fuck Jaden Daniels just did with the fucking Commanders, and we just seen what the fucking Saquon Barkley did with the fucking Eagles.
Yeah,
but if you factor in those two equations, you a stupid fuck.
True, but like I don't think Saquon on the Giants this year was. I don't think that was they would have finished with like 6-7 wins. You know, they're basically in the same spot they were.
I think they would have got 10.
How? They ain't got no. Well, okay, neighbors. They would have got 10. They didn't got no old line like the Eagles. You can't say Saquon would have done with the Eagles.
I'm not saying Saquon would have done what he did on the Eagles, right? Because that offensive line is crazy with the Eagles.
Yeah.
But could they muster up enough wins? Absolutely.
I don't think they would have went to the playoffs, though, man.
They would have got 10 wins, or they would have been damn near at the playoffs. Like they would have finished like 9-8 or some shit.
Who they was gonna beat in that division?
Cowboys are with ass last year. Them niggas was dumpster juice.
True, but the
okay, let's say the Commanders didn't draft Jaden Daniels.
Okay, that's different. That's different, but
still, we still gotta talk about it.
Okay.
Jade is not on the Commanders. Damn niggas gonna be third.
Okay. Okay.
The Eagles are the Eagles.
Yeah.
So they would have finished first.
Yeah.
The Giants would have probably finished second. They would have finished second in that division.
Yeah. Yeah. But they wouldn't have neighbors then.
True. But
so
I think they got solid receivers.
Name one besides a thing.
And the crazy thing about it, they just resign him.
About it.
I know who it is.
Sterling Shepard? That's the only one I can name.
He's not with them no more.
Oh, well, then there you go. You see? That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I don't know the Giants roster like that, right? But I know exactly what I'm thinking of because he signed a 3-year deal with them. But I'm really only in tune with my team.
They got Jalen Hyatt. That's about it. But he's a bust of where he was picked at. So right now,
he's a bust. That nigga don't count.
As I said, if Jaden would have went there, I don't think they would have been. Because
You don't think Jaden would have been rookie of the year?
No, not there. No, I'm sorry.
Who would have been rookie of the year? You think
Probably Brock Bowers.
Okay.
Bowers would win it. Hey, not hey. That's not to say that that's not to say that Jaden Daniels doesn't elevate Washington roster. He definitely does.
Go around him, yeah.
But Washington roster isn't. You know what I'm saying? He isn't. Yeah, like the Giants isn't. The Giants one is just is worse. You know what I'm saying? So fuck. Like, shit, like the Giants, the Giants roster is worse. Like, yeah, he would have had Saquon, but I mean, nah, bro, he wouldn't.
Oh, okay. We gonna see, man. We gonna see with these two players what they gonna do. Now,
but Russ is a good stopgap. He's a good stopgap, like you said.
I will say this with the Patriots: if that nigga Diggs get hurt again,
who
cut his ass. If Diggs get hurt again, cut his
ass.
Yeah. Cut him.
You cut his ass.
Season in. Get the fuck out of here. You're done, buddy.
Because bro.
And then the next two stops, either take your ass to the Titans or the Ravens.
Yeah, I can see him at the Steelers.
No. There are 3 wide receiver retirement homes in the NFL.
Oh yeah.
The Titans, the Raiders, and
was the Broncos
and the Ravens. No, and the Ravens.
Ravens.
They can consistently get old ass niggas to come play for them.
Hey,
so you better be retirement home.
Hey, would you think Stefon would go to the Chiefs? I don't think he would do that.
Fuck no.
You don't think so?
Fuck no.
I don't think they would get him because of personality. You know, he just
that person between Patrick's and his personality. Fuck no. No.
Yeah, that Chris Jones body slamming Stefon Diggs. That shit would be funny. Now that is cinema right there.
All right, man. Let's go on to this next topic. All right. We got another Michael Vick situation that don't include Michael Vick. Back LeShon Johnson indicted on federal dog fighting charges. Okay. He's been charged in a federal dog fighting case after 190 dogs were seized for him in October under the Animal Welfare Act. Johnson appeared in court last week and is charged with possessing 190 bull-type dogs for use in animal fighting venture for selling, transporting, and delivering a dog for use in an animal fighting venture, according to the U.S. Justice Department. And this is what Attorney General Pamela Bondi said. Animal abuse is cruel, depraved, and deserves severe punishment. The Department of Justice will prosecute this case to the full extent of the law and will remain committed to protecting innocent animals for those who would do them harm. Okay, now it said Johnson allegedly ran the dog fighting operation known as Mall Kent Kennels out of Broken Arrow in Haskell, Oklahoma. Of course, it's fucking Oklahoma. According to court documents, he bred champion and grand champion fighting dogs to produce offspring with abilities that would allow them to take part in dog fights. Johnson, who was arrested March 20th and released on bail, facing 21 counts and a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison, is convicted as well as $250,000 fine for each count. Now, here's the kicker. This is the second time Johnson has faced these type of charges. In 2004, he pled guilty to state animal fighting charges after running crazy side kennels. Johnson, 54, played 5 seasons in the NFL with the Green Bay Packers, Arizona Cardinals, and New York Giants. His career spanned from 94 to 99 after being a third-round pick out of Northern Illinois. Okay. First of all, it's crazy.
Niggas just don't learn. Can't get right. Hey, nigga, hey, there's one thing about niggas.
Hey, 190 dogs is crazy work.
There's two types of weights. There's two type of weights niggas love to move: drugs and dog food. Literal dog food.
It's like, and the crazy thing about it, hey, first of all, if he got caught by doing this before in the state, y'all allowed this man to get more fucking dogs? And it seems like this is a grandiose type of scheme. Like, this nigga was the Al Capone of fucking dog fighter or some shit. 190 dogs? And he was transporting them and breeding them bitches?
Yes, it's crazy.
That's crazy fucking work. Now I'm going to criticize the U.S. government. I'm going to criticize you niggas too. Because y'all give a fuck up more about dog fighting than you do about citizens.
Yeah.
They said they are going to hammer him to prove a point, I'm assuming. Right? They're going to hammer him. That's the vibe in the room.
Yeah.
Okay. But when it comes to civil rights, they don't see shit.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. You know what?
Dog lives matter. Shit.
Bro, it's 2025. Why are we still dogfighting? Why are we still dogfighting? Now, I will say, due to the egregiousness of this, him having 190 fucking dogs and dogfighting, yeah, you gotta throw the book at this nigga. All right, this nigga.
Oh yeah. You
gotta throw the book. You gotta throw the book. However, I would say this too, though. In the word of Steve Harvey, y'all care about much about them about a damn dog? It like took us $250,000 per charge.
Huh?
And it's 21 counts. It's $250. So it's a $250,000 fine, right? But it's per charge. So if he get convicted on all 21 accounts, you do the math. I'm not doing the math. I failed.
Do you want me to do it?
Look at your degree in math.
Fine, I guess I'll do it. 200. How much? 200,000. You said
$250,000 for 21 counts. How much is it?
$5,250,000, boy. God.
Okay. He played 5 years in the NFL.
He don't got that money, bro.
He ain't got that money now unless he got that type of money from this dog fight. Snatch that shit.
Oh yes, yeah.
But if he really made $5 million in dog fighting, shout out to him.
Yeah, I mean that's a
I don't think Michael Vick was pulling in that type of money.
Fuck no.
If he was pulling in money.
This nigga pulling, bro. This nigga's pulling, bro. That nigga has been putting, bro. You know how expensive dogs are, bro. Like to buy from somebody.
And
like,
he probably was charging, and he was probably charging an arm and a leg, probably for like breeding a dog and then selling it to somebody.
Bro, he's probably making. Bro, he's probably making 12. He's probably making $1,200 a dog, bro. Depending on the type of dog it is. What type of dog is it?
It's a pit bull. It's a pit bull style dog, but because it's being bred, I would say because he's breeding it for a specific purpose. I think he was charged probably even more than $1,200.
How many dogs? How many dogs he sold?
No, they never revealed it. But I'm assuming he probably got caught, and it sounded like the charges sound like he got caught not only running this dog fighting ring, this fucking dog fighting empire. It also sounded like he got caught in terms of, hey, we caught this nigga about to sell a dog. So this nigga probably got caught either by an informant or.
I'll be honest with you, bro. Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie to you. This is way better than this is way better than selling drugs. I'll tell you that. The sentence gonna be shorter.
Yeah, because it's a max for 5 years. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna try to find a way
Oh, they gonna try to they probably try to get a nigga 5 years a dog. A collar.
nigga, they gonna try to find a way to give him time. They gonna find something. They gonna find something to get that nigga more time.
That nigga.
Nigga, not only that, nigga, you 54. Where your grandchildren at, man?
Bro,
Where
he
your
is.
grandkids?
Bro, I mean, like I see. Ooh, Lord. Sorry, I'm fussing at my brother. His girlfriend's stupid. Anyway, yeah, we.
Good.
Oh, she's saying stop taking shit out of my house. Let him know. Anyway, yeah, man, I'm gonna have to handle that when I get out the house. When I get out of here, probably. But yeah, man, yeah, that is funny as hell. Hey, look, hey, can we get my applause at least? My
nigga no applause.
My nigga super
First of all,
dog version.
No, nigga, because first of all, I'm a dog owner, so I can't.
Hey, my boy said I'm American gangster.
Lucas. All right, man, let's get off this topic. All right, we got a follow-up story for y'all, man. Now, we talking about last week how this nigga Trump was talking about. It's the rumor that Trump was gonna try to run for a third term. Well, today not today, but a couple days ago, he decided to let the people know. Oh yeah, we're thinking about it. He said there are methods for seeking a third term, adding that it's not a joke. This was on Sunday. He did not dismiss the idea of pursuing a third term in the White House, despite this 22nd Amendment of the Constitution prohibiting it, claiming that there are methods to achieving it, and emphasizing that he was not joking. A lot of people want me to do it, but my thinking is we have a long way to go. I'm focused on the current. Trump said in a phone interview with NBC News Kirsten Welker. Yeah, Welker on Sunday. The 22 Second Amendment to the Constitution was ratified in 1951. States no person shall be elected to the office of president more than twice. There are methods which you can do it, the president said when asked whether there are strategies on the table to allow him to seek another term. Welker mentioned a possible plan in which Vice President J.D. Vance will run in 2020 and pass the baton to Trump. Well, that's one, but there are many others too, the president said before refusing to elaborate. The term-limited president has frequently teased a third presidency, but clarified Sunday that he's not joking this time. I'm not joking, Trump told Welker, reiterating this. It is far too early to think about it. Trump has frequently teased a third term, saying at a rally in Nevada in January that it would be the greatest honor of my life to serve not once, but twice, or 3 times, or 4 times, apparently joking. He later clarified, no, it will be served twice for the next 4 years. I would not rest. Weeks later, Trump asked supporters during a Black History Month event at the White House whether he should run again, prompting a chance of 4 more years. Cooning ass niggas. In the House, Representative Andy Ogles, a Tennessee Republican, introduced legislation to begin the long process of tweaking the text of the 22nd Amendment and allowing a president who served non-consecutive terms to serve a third, fourth term. The wording of the Ogles proposal would exclude 2-term former presidents such as Barack Obama from command of retirement. Repealing or changing the 22nd Amendment will require 2/3 votes in both the House and the Senate and the ratification by 3/4 of the states. The only president to serve more than 2 terms was Franklin D. Roosevelt. The 22nd Amendment was ratified in 1951. In the years following Roosevelt's death in office, it's illegal. He has no chance. That's all there is to say, Michael Walden, president and CEO of the Brennan Center for Justice at the New York University Law School, told CNN last month. At the end of his second term in January 2029, Trump will be the oldest person to ever hold a presidency at 82 years and 7 months, topping his predecessor, Joe Biden's record. He was 82 years and 2 months when he left office. Okay, I have one thing to say about this, and it is a clip.
Okay.
And I'm gonna play it right now because ain't no fucking way.
I can't wait to speak.
He done went too far. Now, Lee, shoot his ass right now. Lee, shoot his ass.
What are you gonna do, Lee?
All you gotta do is pull that trigger back and...
Spend the rest of your life hiding like your father?
Man, don't let him talk about your daddy like that. Shoot him, Lee.
Do it, can you?
Yes, hell you can, Lee. Ain't nobody up here but us, man. Go off on him, man. He's trying to punk you. Shoot him. You ain't gonna shoot him. Come fool his ass or something.
Yeah, that's how I feel about the situation. Shoot his ass. Get him up out of here. Get him up out of here. That nigga's not playing with y'all, bro. That nigga's not playing. Get him the fuck up out of here.
Hey.
Somebody shoot this nigga.
Listen. I have something about this too that I say. It was a picture, but I didn't save it. You know, I don't believe in conspiracy theories like that. But there's one that I hope is real. And that's the fucking Simpsons shit.
The what shit?
The Simpsons shit, because it does have Trump dying.
Yeah, they do have that nigga dying at some point.
And when he's president.
Dying at some point.
When he's president. Look, if it happened, you know, we go throw a party. We go get drunk, Will. We go get fucked up.
I'm not gonna get fucked up. I already told you the one day I'm getting fucked up, and that's on one night. However, am a nigga going to celebrate though his death? Absolutely.
I'm going to 100%. Drink my ass off.
Because my thing is this, bro. Y'all talk about this man loves the Constitution and shit. Meanwhile, he's trying to circumvent this shit.
Yep.
He's trying to go around it. He's trying to do illegal shit to try to get a third term. No. Do not let this nigga get a third term. And I don't think he will. Simply because I think with midterms coming up, I think the Dems are going to fucking sweep. If they play their fucking cards right, they're going to fucking sweep.
To be honest, I think the people who are moderate in the middle, they're definitely going to be like, no. You know?
Yeah, you got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's going to scare them off with that. His supporters are stupid, so they're just going to be like, yeah.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Nothing wrong with that.
But nah, man, that was my first thought.
Luigi might end up getting out, bro. Luigi might end up getting out. Luigi might end up getting out for real.
Why you say that?
No, he actually might. Like.
Okay, well, cover it real quick.
I saw a while ago that a couple weeks ago that like his they keep having to change his jury. Because of he has so many sympathizers. I don't know if we covered it, but like he made his like first statement like he's getting thousands of letters from people like, and he's like, I will
say this: a girl did sneak in a love letter. I think a love letter snuck it into him somehow, some way.
So he might low key, he might not get off, but he might.
They may have to hit him with some lesser charges.
Yeah. Because his jury, bro, anybody unless all the jury are rich people, like not rich people, but people who are, because it's always gonna be working class people that are jurors, for the most part. But if they are, man, he has a high chance of getting off or getting super like way less charge. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. I will start a GoFundMe.
This nigga.
I will start a GoFundMe, nigga. I will start a GoFundMe. We'll get your ass. Don't worry, bro. You have nothing but the commissary. I promise. Now you ain't gonna get out this time. You might die this time. I ain't gonna. You might not make it this time. But listen, we're gonna make sure your family's straight.
Right.
Your family is straight, my nigga. I mean, because ain't no black man gonna do that shit. Got to get somebody white.
Nah.
Niggas are just roll with the punches.
Yeah, bro. If you get a nigga to do that shit, look, bro.
Man.
They gonna be ready to roll back to the 40s, 50s, 30s, 40s, and 50s.
But I could see his supporters now. They would flash if it was a nigga that killed him.
A black person?
Be gay. Don't let that nigga be gay or trans.
If they if a trans person suit Trump, bro, God help them.
Oh God, hey, this
Hey,
nigga, yo.
say this now, y'all. Put the mic up close. If a trans person sees Donald Trump, bro, you want to see pitchforks, inbred babies, guns, any woman that looks like a man, which is very dangerous at the same time. They are going to try to eliminate any and all. I'm being dead serious. So if anybody in the trans community feel kind of froggy, tell them don't leap, don't do it.
Yeah.
Black
They are
people,
gonna put you
stay your ass at home. This is specifically for a white man.
for a white man. Yeah, exactly.
This is like
If you are if you are black, LGBTQ, mainly trans, Hispanic, definitely. If you're Hispanic, don't do it too. And if you're Arabic, do not do it.
I would say this: they can be Hispanic, but not undocumented. They can be a Latino, but they can't be undocumented. They got beef for this.
Bro, if it's undocumented, bro, they're gonna purge them niggas. If it's undocumented, bro, them niggas gonna get. Hey, this shit gonna be bad. I ain't gonna lie. That would be some shit. We'd have to cover that shit every day. Oh, we had 10,000 Hispanics massacred today. After
So
every day, boy. Yeah,
so this is a job specifically for a white person.
white person.
We don't want no DEIs. We don't want no undocumented. We don't want no trans. Stay your ass at home. Better yet, let it be a white woman.
Yeah. Think about that, yo. And there's a white man, they call him a liberal or something like that.
Yeah.
White
But
woman.
if it's a woman, she gets a sympathy.
Such a she look good.
Matter of fact, let it be Melania. Bitch, I know you want to leave him. Let it be Melania.
I know
you look at your face.
I know she get bread if he die, boy. I know she gonna get some bread. Praying for that nigga to die. Praying for that nigga to die. Whatever he got shot, she probably like, God damn it.
And while we on this nigga Trump, he did sign an executive order in the middle of the fucking night, right? He signed an executive order about the museums in Washington, D.C., specifically the Smithsonian's. The Trump administration, I'm reading an article from NPR, the Trump administration has been moving quickly to eliminate what it considers woke ideology from the country's arts and cultural institutions. On Thursday, President Trump signed an executive order in the middle of the night, didn't have no press conference for it or nothing, that targets two recipients of federal funds. The Smithsonian Institution, a vast collection of research centers, museums, and galleries, including Air and Space Museum, the American Art Museum, and the monuments and memorials overseen by the Department of the Interior. What does the order say? The order is called Restoring Truth and Sanity to American History. And the White House says the goal is to revitalize key cultural institutions and reversing the spread of divisive ideology. It says that the Smithsonian promotes narratives that portray American and Western values as inherently harmful and oppressive. But Jim Grossman, the executive of the American Historical Association, said it represents the work of the Smithsonian, which is one of the great research institutions in the world, arguing that the Smithsonian somehow misleads people, somehow is unpatriotic, somehow is saying these things that are not true. That's simply not true. Yet the order directs from Power Bottom Vice President J.D. Vance,
Power.
who is on the Smithsonian board, to eliminate improper, divisive, or anti-American ideology from the museums. and to work with Congress to keep from funding exhibits or programs that would divide Americans by race. It singles out the forthcoming American Woman History Museum, which does not have yet a physical building, in order that it does not recognize men as women. This is how the Trump administration has been referring to transgender women. An exhibit the museum curated, which is currently at the National Museum of American History, includes a T-shirt from a trans non-binary athlete. The executive order also directs the Department of the Interior, which oversees the national parks and other public land, to restore markers, statues, and other memorials that have been properly removed or charged in the last 5 years to perpetuate a false revision of history or improperly minimize or disparage certain historical figures or events. Screen. Understand.
Wow.
Tonight, after another bold move by President Trump, this time taking aim at the Smithsonian Institution. He says it's to restore truth and sanity to American history. Critics say he's trying to whitewash it. 7 News' Carl Willis tonight with both sides.
The Smithsonian Institution, the world's largest museum, education, and research complex, and a powerful draw for visitors like Talisha Bhatia.
There's the Indian Museum, the African American Museum, all this Smithsonian's. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's also the latest target of the Trump administration and the focus of an executive order that aims to remove what the administration considers anti-American ideology. Certain narratives on the country's racial history, part of the executive order reads, quote, over the past decade, Americans have witnessed a concerted and widespread effort to rewrite our nation's history, replacing objective facts with a distorted narrative driven by ideology rather than truth. The order also seeks to remove recognition of the achievements of trans women in the American Women's History Museum.
I feel like that's overstepping their boundaries of what the government thinks it should be open and equal to everybody.
The executive order specifically mentions the Smithsonian American Art Museum, as well as the National Museum for African American History and Culture, for having divisive race-centered ideology. But some say this is an attempt to erase history.
It really hurts your generation because your history is who you are.
And more controversy over a separate executive order this week.
This is only the latest in a pattern of attacks on our ability to control our own affairs.
The order would create a surge of law enforcement in public areas, maximize immigration enforcement, and help DC's crime lab get its accreditation.
A lot of good things happening in our country.
Patrice Sultan with DC Justice Lab says this makes her feel unsafe.
I actually see it as quite dangerous to keep doubling down on policies we know have failed just to score political points with people who don't even live here.
Carl Willis, 7.
Now, 7 News reached out to the mayor, MPD, and other offices that stand to be impacted by the order. None of them responded to Trump's decision to intervene in Washington, D.C.
Okay, what you think? What you think?
I think it's definitely a attack. It's attack on history. Those of us who love history and love, history. The beautiful thing about history is that you got your beautiful sides, you got your ugly sides, and both sides are important. It's not personal. It just is what it is. It's just the same thing. It's just like with black people, right? Like we have the history, like okay, like white people brought us here, yes, and at the same time, were some of us prisoners of war, yes. Right? Those are both things that happen, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So all the people who get offended are white people who are not comfortable with that reality, and black people who are coons. So that's it. And I just think it's really an attack on history. As someone who loves history, man, it's just sad to see. Hopefully they can do something about it, but I mean, at this point, I don't really know.
Okay, so I'm gonna start off by this. Do you know? Have you seen Star Wars? Have you seen like all the movies at least?
Yes, yeah, oh yeah, all of them.
Okay. So as a Star Wars fan, let me tell you what exactly is going to happen. Okay, he's doing the Palpatine shit in front of us, and nobody's recognizing it. Okay, he's using the military to do things that are either unconstitutional or to increase the presence. So by the time the real oppression starts, the real nitty gritty starts, the real shit that he want to do starts, we'll be already used to it, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, him trying to erase certain historical facts, okay? Palpatine, once he got the Jedi out the way, once Order 66 happens, he starts to take over the Jedi temples, and guess what? They start to destroy artifacts. By the time you get to episode 5, the Jedi is like a long ago thing, and sometimes even considered a myth. By the time you get to episode 7, right? Yeah, episode 7, the Jedi is like, what's that?
What is that? Yeah, exactly. What is
Wait,
myth?
what is that? So I think he's doing that exact same fucking thing. He's going to start destroying things or start concealing things. So by the time, let's say our kids grow up, either it's not going to be a well-known fact, or simply you really gotta dig for it because he got it so fucking hidden. Because I guarantee you, things like Thomas Jefferson being a nasty ass white man. Okay, not only this motherfucker was a slaver, he's a child molester.
Yeah.
Let's face it, he was messing with Sally Hemingway or Sally Hemings. She was what, 13, 14 years old, 15 years old?
Yeah.
He's fucking with a child. Nasty fucking work. But because he's a founding father of the country, we need to keep his reputation pristine. That's not the case. No. If he's a nasty white man, he's a nasty white man. If they own slave, they own slave. Let's keep it funky.
People didn't need.
Yeah, like it's a simple fact. Not even with Abraham Lincoln. It's more of they give him too much credit for a thing that probably was eventually was going to happen. Civil War just accelerated it, right? But it's a simple fact. When you start eliminating certain facts in historical events, because I guarantee you, let's say, because I know for sure they want to get rid of the 1921 Tulsa race massacre. I know that for sure because it's been in the news since the four of the victims spoke out and was like, "Yo, we deserve reparations for it." And you don't think Trump is going to want to extinguish that? Do you think that Trump is not going to hide the fact that a lot of these war generals doing the Confederacy are just fucking straight up fucking traitors?
Yeah. Nah, he's gonna make heroes.
Because that's my thing with American history. It's so fucking weird, and this is coming from we both Southerners. It's so fucking weird how they praise the Confederacy. Like it's so fucking weird. Like y'all praising these people who went against the Union, America, right? For the simple fact that they couldn't keep slavery in place, or they knew slavery was going out the door.
Yeah.
What is going on here? It's not like wholeheartedly that if this actually goes through what it went through, but if the museums allow it, then we're gonna face. I think we're gonna face a bigger problem. I think this is gonna have immediate repercussions in the school system.
Oh yeah, as someone teaches history, so this is how they do it whenever they're trying to take something out. Each year, each like new year, like when you get your new books or whatever, what they do is they would say the Tulsa bombing, for example, right? It probably had an entire page in the past, right? But now what's probably going to happen is it's probably gonna have like a sentence.
Yeah.
Or
don't even bring it up at all.
And eventually it won't be there at all. Like they're gonna slowly with each new book, right? Because the books, you know, it's in the state's hands now. If the state wants somebody who's less divisive on their opinion, and they briefly talk about the like the Toast About, for example, they're gonna buy that book. You know what I'm saying?
We already seen it in places like Texas and especially in Florida, with them eliminating African American history from being taught, right?
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Every other history can be taught in Florida except for African American history. And I think specifically that's the main history they're trying to target. Like, yeah, with the natives, okay, we'll take out certain shit. But African American history, they're really trying to like pinpoint on
and make it seem like it wasn't that bad.
It simply makes America look the fucking worst.
Yeah.
It looks the worst.
Because at least with the Native Americans, you can argue, well, those guys, you know, those were settlers. They weren't fully civilized yet, you know? So of course they did them dirty. With African American history, people were like, society had a structure.
Yes.
Like society, so they chose to do this to African Americans. They didn't have to do it. They chose to do it. Like with the Native Americans, you can make an awful argument saying, well, they was expanding, they had to expand. You can make that. You could try to make that argument, but with slavery,
a horrible argument.
Or it's a horrible argument. You can make it. You know, so you can take that stance if you can take that. So you can try to take that stance. But with African American, it's not saying that the African Americans had it worse than Native Americans. I'm just saying like the perspective, like society, like we had cars then. We had cars. We had cars and TVs whenever they was lynching black people.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
TVs came out, what, 1950s? 1950s? The first black TV? Yeah, 1950s? Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Like, you know, but like people were getting lynched still.
Yeah.
You still had lynchings, you know what I'm saying? You still had a lot of these things were racially motivated, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. You know, they're trying to definitely make it. They're trying to target. Like they can't fully destroy it, but what they can do is change the history of it wasn't that bad, or
they're gonna try to.
Yeah,
I mean, I know. I've seen some like Texas textbooks that make slavery seem like, oh, these people would like wanted to work, like they was just workers. Nigga, what? Like,
what is your name?
It's just that type of shit that is going on, and we need to make sure that you know we got to make sure history is being told, because they're the saying, the winners write the history, whatever. I don't know the exact phrase of it or whatever, but that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a party that has won that seemingly want to make sure that we got this squeaky clean image of America. Like, oh, even though America got this dark past, man, we're so past that. Let me tell you this now. No, we're not. Okay.
Not at all.
My grandma was 77. Okay. She was born, she's a baby boomer, right? Civil Rights Act, what, 68? Civil Rights, let me see. Civil Rights Act 68. I just want to make sure. I'm looking it up real quick.
You say, wait, which act? What?
Civil Rights Act of 68.
Yeah.
64. So, okay. 64, that comes into place, right? My grandma was born in 1947.
Same day and month as same day, everything as Michael Jackson year.
So let me tell you, my grandma was 17 years old. That means for 17 straight years, she was called nigger. Probably post that. Let's say 72. So that means she was well in her 20s, still being called nigger. I think she was already on her first child. So my Uncle Tommy, So he experienced like the whole busing situation, right?
Mhm.
Like them trying to integrate schools. Then you also got to think the simple fact. Okay, my grandfather. People don't know. My grandfather is part of the silent generation. He was born in the 1920s. Okay, he used to tell me stories of white people running up in black people's houses during the Great Depression and stealing from them, and they couldn't do anything about it. I'm telling y'all that the amount of rapes that was going on during this time as well.
Yeah.
White man, black woman. But that shit's not getting reported because either it wouldn't get filed or just simply just wouldn't get reported. So that type of shit was happening. Okay. Grandfather born in the 1920s. Okay. Prior before that, his parents are probably born or a few years removed away from slavery. That's 2 to 3 generations.
Yeah.
That's not a whole lot. And I think with a lot of white people, they try to make it seem like, oh, it's not too far back. Then you got the whole issue of sharecropping, post Reconstruction. So that's a whole nother form of slavery within itself.
Yeah.
So with that being said, the museums I think the museums in DC, they gotta put their foot down when it comes to this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here with this shit. So that's all what I gotta say about this whole shit. Man, we're an hour and 28 minutes in. Been a good show. We had a good show.
Great show.
We will make an episode next week. I'm not for sure because it is moving week for your boy.
Yeah, it was moving, guys.
No, I'm moving. Not you're. You in Louisiana. I'm moving.
I can't move in with you.
Fuck no, nigga. I live in a studio apartment.
And that don't mean shit.
Nigga, if you, I gotta show you a tour of my place.
You have a couch?
No.
You have a bathroom?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, your boy is moving next week. I move in officially Friday. So we may record. We supposed to record early, Wednesday is our original drop day. But just probably because I'm probably gonna be so busy next week, we may skip next week. It just all depends. By Sunday, I'll know for sure. But yeah, this is episode 14.
14, baby.
We're gonna call this episode Revenge of the Orange Palpatine.
I gotta start making the thumbnails again, man. I keep forgetting. I got it. This one, I got this one definitely. I'll make this one definitely.
Okay.
That's funny.
Revenge of the Orange Palpatine, y'all. Episode 14. Thank y'all for listening to the Gridiron of the Capitol Hill podcast. We'll be back with the next episode. See y'all.
Thank you.
That's a wrap for this episode of Gridiron to Capitol Hill. Thanks for tuning in and being part of the conversation where sports and politics collide. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook for more. Until next time, keep the game strong on and off the field. See you soon.